Okay, let's do this thing. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my NXT Heatwave review. What do we got going on for NXT tonight in this Heatwave theme edition of the show? Well, we kick it off with Paul Heyman directing, well, not directing, but narrating everything that was going to go on tonight, promoting the entire show. When you think about it, Heatwave was an ECW pay-per-view, so it's quite fitting to have Paul Heyman narrate it, given the ECW vibe to it. Like I said, Heatwave was an ECW pay-per-view back then, so it's quite fitting to have him actually narrate this part, because we haven't seen Paul Heyman since SummerSlam, the Wise Man and whatnot. But nice for him just to do that little quick narration for a Heatwave, because nowadays, because with these theme shows, they use some WCW pay-per-view, but this time they're using ECW pay-per-view name this time. We did kick it off with Carmelo Hayes versus Giovanni Vinci. I know Melo came out with the Giovanni Vinci shirt and threw it into a trash can with fire inside of it. This is more of another heel versus heel match, which I keep putting Carmelo in these heel versus heel matches in a lot, but I did enjoy this match. I liked it. It was pretty good. I know Tricky got involved, and Vinci ended up hitting a powerbomb on him. And he tried to get another power bomb onto Melo, but Melo ended up getting them into like a reverse and whatnot out of the power bomb into almost like into a Franken driver and whatnot for the roll up win. So Melo did end up getting the win, still retain the North American Championship. So good match. I didn't really think Vinci was gonna win anyway. So like I said, I keep putting Melo in these heel versus heel matches a lot, but yeah, Melo got the win right here. So not surprised. He had won the match. Toxic Attraction showed up in their car. Basically, they went to Braun Breaker and told him, hey, we're defending our titles tonight. We'll see who retains first. Toxic looked like they liked what they saw out of Breaker before they walked off. Next after that, Von Wagner and Robert Stone there talking about what happened with Solo Sikoa, and Solo's out for 4 to 6 weeks, and Wagner is a freak of nature. He can go in the NFL and just come out like that, the preseason, and he'll still be dominant and stuff like that. Wagner basically said, it doesn't have to be internet famous or media famous, that the game has changed, but the rules remain the same, and basically got to survive in his jungle and stuff. Next, Diamond Mine came out. The Creed brothers, Roderick Strong and Damon Kemp, as Julius Creed talked about, they were honored from learning under Roderick Strong and stuff, winning the tag team titles and everything. And, despite the success, there's been some problems in Diamond Mine recently, and we need to do something about it. And we're going to call out that person right now. I think Ivy Now will be out there with him too, but they called out, he called out Roderick Strong and stuff. Right, is why you pointing the finger at me. And, talk about, you did lead at this at one point, but now it's like, you need the guidance right now. Strong basically said, you're one of the best tag teams in WWE. You guys go against the Usos if, I can put you guys against them. You can beat them on their best day. And, hey, so you can tell the Usos they can get it, okay? But right now, this is about you. You tried to stab us in the back. They went back to that tag match. Excuse me. I had to sneeze right there, but basically talked about what was going on, saying that Roddy's gonna stab him in the back and stuff, which Brutus even went around saying he's got Julius's back and everything, and that basically Roddy needs to think wisely. Like I said, he went back to that match with going against Tony D'Angelo and them, and showing the clip as he need him and stuff. And they say he's going to backstab us. And next all the Diamond Men start ganging up on Roddy. Roddy said I didn't do this. But, next thing Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang Gallus showed up from NXT UK. And they end up taking out the Diamond Man. And then they end up taking out Roddy then, beating him up. And then next thing a green light appears after they beat up the Diamond Man. So let's remember, Apollo Crews last week with his little see into the future gimmick right now. I guess apparently, as my friend would say, it's That's So Raven or That's So Apollo right now. He saw into the future of all the Diamond Man members being beat up with a green light over them. And the future, or spoiler now, has happened, okay? So yeah, they were beaten up by Gallus from NXT UK. So Apollo Crews now has the in a way, can see the future of who was going to lose and who was going to win. So basically, he can tell us what's going to happen on next week's show when you think about it. So Apollo Crews predicted this, if anybody remembers that. Go look it up. That happened. Diamond Matter in the ring, they're all beat up, and there's a green light over them. And now the prediction or the future has been told. So yeah, yes, the future has been told by Apollo Crews. He saw the future, folks. But yeah, Gallus, making their debut right now. Next thing you know, they end up talking to Roxy about her match with Cora Jade. Coming up, say they were once friends, but now they're enemies and everything. As I can say about this match, it was okay. I'll say that. It wasn't a bad match or anything. Roxy is really good. Cora Jade to try to get this heel thing over right now with her, coming out there carrying a kendo stick and stuff. Basically, Roxy looked like she was going to get the win, and then she ended up going and get for that kendo stick. But next thing you know, Roxy, I guess she hesitated and didn't want to hit Cora Jade with the kendo stick and just didn't want to because it was her best friend at one point and whatnot. And next thing you know, Cora Jade hit a DDT on the top of the kendo stick for the win. So, the match was what it was. They've been trying to get this whole thing over anyways. I still think it's weird how they won the tag team titles, then turned on each other the next week just to turn Cora Jade heel, where they tried to do the whole, where they've been best friends. They've been friends for a long time, and in a way they somewhat rushed that at a point too, especially if they're going to win the tag belts and then just, going to win the tag belts and then they're going to turn on each other the next week. So, it never made a lot of sense to me and stuff. Now they're enemies and whatnot. So, like I said, the match was okay and everything. So yeah, Roxy, like I said, isn't that bad at all. We already know how good she is out there and stuff. So the match was okay, but they're just trying to get this Cora Jade heel thing over. So yeah, they ended up giving her the win right there. Even though the end looked kind of, all right, I'm gonna hesitate because we were all friends and stuff, and I'm gonna look at her still my friend, but then I hesitated at the last second. So match was okay, to be honest. Next, what else do we have? A street fight between Santos Escobar and Tony D'Angelo. Santos Escobar outside, having like the big jacket, like the mask, all of Legado del Fantasma with him. Because basically, if Santos loses, he must leave NXT. But if he wins, then Legado del Fantasma is free. The street fight, though, was pretty good. I'll say that. I did enjoy it. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm really trying to call something up there. But no, very good match, though. Very good street fight. I know basically everybody out there, that they're all whole cruising. I'm getting taken out there in this match. Even Elektra Lopez there, after they got knocked. I think Tony ended up knocking. He ended up knocking out Elektra Lopez on the crowbar. It's kind of funny sometimes. I wish they stopped doing this, but even when they're doing holy shit chants or you fucked up chants, they got to make sure they kind of had to mute that at the last second so people didn't say that. But in the end, though, it ended up with Tony and Santos there looking at the brass knuckles and the crowbar out there, basically like who's gonna blink first, who's gonna hit the weapon and everything, who's really gonna hit who first with it, which they both went there for their weapons, but I think Tony ended up hitting first with the crowbar to Santos and hit him in the face then. And whatnot, but excuse me. Sorry, I'm really trying to cough something up right now. Sorry, so I'm kind of a little messing up on this review at the same time. But yeah, Tony won, so I guess Legado is done now, and they got to go back to working for Tony, I guess. I guess Santos is being called up to the main roster, I'm assuming. If not, then I'm not really sure, but he most likely will be called up. They could have brought up all Legado, to be honest, but It looks like they may only be bringing up Santos if he's really going up to the main roster, but we'll see. Because he's been in NXT, I will say, for the longest now, since this whole new NXT even began at the same time. So maybe he is going up. Next thing you know, they went to Indy Hartwell and Caden and Casey. Basically, just talked for a second about the tag titles. Next thing you know, Indy Hartwell had a note from our husband there, Dexter Lubis, who's basically back. Anyways, we've already seen him on Raw show up 2 times, so I'm assuming he will. Well, we already know he's on Raw, but at least they acknowledge that Dexter is back in general, because yes, he was with Indy. So kind of good that they did kind of reference that at the same time. Next thing you know, Blair Davenport shows up, or formerly known as B. Priestley. I know she's been on the NXT UK show before. I believe she's also still Will Ospreay's girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken. And whatnot. Wow. And whatnot. So Davenport basically say, I'm the future NXT Women's Champion. So yeah, more NXT UK talent showed up here tonight. So think about that. Excuse me. It's kind of funny, like, B. Priestley, if I remember, she was with AEW, if I'm not mistaken. Also, unfortunately, I'm going to NXT UK and everything, but I know she was back and forth between AEW and Stardom, but then she ended up just going to NXT UK in general, and whatnot, has been there ever since. So now she's on the regular NXT. But like I said, a lot of NXT UK people showed up on the show tonight, but we'll get some more of that in a second. Next, Mandy Rose would get Zoe Stark for the NXT Women's title. This match, very good. I liked it. I actually thought Stark was going to get the win, but then when I thought about it, her and Nikita Lyons are going to be on SmackDown this Friday and involved in that tag team title tournament. I don't know if they'll get to pass the first round in that, but I was talking with somebody about this earlier anyways, and they kind of thought that Stark wasn't going to win anyways, given that, her and Nikita Lyons, going this tag tournament right now for the regular main roster women's tag team titles and stuff. For the main roster women's tag team titles and stuff, that she probably wasn't going to win here, but this was a really good match. I actually thought Stark was going to win after she kicked out of that whole running knee thing by Mandy Rose, but Mandy ended up taking Stark's knee brace, put it on her foot or knee and stuff, and then doing the knee strike on her to retain the title. We had a promo from a Quincy Elliott. This guy had a Bratz shirt on for some reason, and he called himself the Super Diva. As my friend would say, do they need another Sunny Kiss on their show? Don't know about that. Shit, we better see Sunny Kiss on AEW. But it looks like that's what they're going for. Whatever they call it, the Super Diva Quincy Elliott. And some people tried to they did this with Velveteen Dream. Well, here's the thing, Velveteen Dream was more of a Prince ripoff and everything. So that's kind of different than what's going on with Quincy Elliott. I don't know much about him or anything, but my friend did make a point. More of a Sunny Kiss gimmick going on. Braun Breaker went against JD Mcdonagh for the NXT title. Breaker having a sledgehammer and hitting a crate with JD on it. So more Triple H references, I guess, or something like that, since he's in charge of creative and all that stuff. So I'm assuming that's the case. A good match though with both of these two. I know they kind of played up with McDonagh, just liking pain and everything, say he was going to tear, limb by limb of Breaker and stuff. But like I said, it was a good match. Breaker ended up winning the title, which I wasn't really surprised. He still retained the NXT title. In general, he ended up hitting 3 spears on him, and then the whole power slam for the win and stuff. Because I know McDonagh was bleeding and holding his arms up like that, tell him to come on, and that's how Breaker ended up winning the match with that spear. Breaker was about to say something, but then next thing you know, Tyler Bate came out the NXT UK champion, as they had a face-off saying, worlds are colliding. So I guess the Worlds Collide show maybe back in general and whatnot, maybe back in general and whatnot, because we did see this before with NXT UK guys going against the regular NXT guys of America and stuff. Now, I don't watch NXT UK. I don't really know how NXT UK is doing in general. I heard my friend, and now I'm hearing more people saying now that the building they've been using over there, like the contract or something, like I guess they always had that building, or they could just move to another building, or like the building doesn't want to, like they can't use that venue over there apparently wherever they've been using it for the time being. And I know Ilya Dragunov had got hurt, so I guess they had a tournament going on. Like I said, my friend told me a tournament was going on and whatnot, and I guess Tyler Bate ended up winning that whole tournament. So I guess we're going to be seeing NXT UK versus regular NXT coming up. So expect more NXT UK guys to show up on this show, okay? So we'll see what happens here. But other than that, Heatwave was not a bad show. A good theme NXT show show tonight. I enjoyed it. So, pretty good show, okay? But other than that, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, 90. I'm out of here. I'm going to drink some tea. See you then. Peace.